Annyeonghaseyo. My name is Len Brown. I'm the Super Mayor for beautiful city of Auckland. My greetings and love to the Korean community, and I welcome you and support you in your lives in our city of Auckland. In this Auckland plan, Auckland Unleashed, this is a 30-year plan for the building of Auckland, and I really want to hear your opinions in particular on important things such as how to improve our transport in the city, how we grow our reserves and look after our natural waterways and keep the harbour clean, where you think our new economic zone should be and what sort of economic development we should have in the city, and how to support the education services, make sure that the schools are doing well and that our universities are growing and giving your children and grandchildren great opportunity to do well educationally, and then get a good job and build a good business in this country. I want to know from you how we protect the cones, the mountains and the beaches and make sure that they are pure and pristine, and how we encourage more Koreans to come from Korea and visit our beautiful city and stay here and spend a lot of money on tourist attractions. So those are the sorts of things that I want, because I want Auckland to be the most livable city in the world. And mostly in that, I want us to live together in harmony, and I want to ensure that you have great lives in this city. Now, the second question that I've been asked is, one of our major focuses is around infrastructure and particularly transport. So there are three major transport focuses that I want to deliver on in the years ahead as the Mayor for all of Auckland. I want to put an inner city rail tunnel in the Auckland city centre area to connect up the rail network so that we can double or triple the number of people using rail every day. Now, I know the Korean community have very, very good rail services back in the big cities of Seoul and Busan, which of course is a sister city for Auckland. And so we need to do that now. It's a $2.5 billion project, but we're doing it, and I'd like the support of the Korean community to do that, because you know and understand what makes a great international city. I also want us to do rail out to the airport, because I think it's important that we have a direct link from our airport to our seaport and to all the main 5-star and 4-star hotels down in the city centre area. And lastly, and particularly, this is important for the Korean people, because most live on the North Shore. I don't know why, but I'm sure that it's because it's the most beautiful part of Auckland. We are going to do a second crossing of the Auckland Harbour, and probably by tunnel. And we're going to do that over 10 or 15 years, hopefully not too long. And in that, we're going to put rail too. So it'll not only be for roading and buses and trucks, but it'll also be for rail, because we want to connect the rail network up to the North Shore, because I know that Auckland is going to grow by another 1 million people over the next 25 odd years. And we've got to put the transport infrastructure in place now so we can grow our economy. Now, we've got some big other infrastructure investments. We've got to make sure that broadband, very fast broadband, is put in place urgently, and so I'm working with the government on that. We also need to put in place some very important destination Auckland infrastructure. So we want a convention centre, a cruise ship terminal. We want to do work in and around the roading and inner city area, for example, making Quay Street a boulevard like the Bund in Shanghai, so people can all greet down there and meet and greet. I love that. And we need to do a lot of ferry building developments, probably at Takapuna, Browns Bay, Devonport, so that we can open up the Gulf for commuting and tourists. So there are some ideas of the major infrastructure spend that we have in Auckland, and I ask you to support this to make Auckland a great international city and really invest for the future growth of our community.
It took me close to 10 years before I started calling New Zealand my home. Why was that? Because a long time ago there was no opportunities for ethnic groups. And I think it's extremely lucky that we have that opportunity now, that we can contribute, talk and say our concerns. And thank you, Mayor, for giving us that opportunity, that we have this wonderful group here, not only one but plenty of them around. I would say that there were extremely wonderful discussions on my table and lots of other tables I could see from the results which were happening around. Wonderful points made, And I'm sure all those points are going to be taken into consideration, and maybe most of them would be implemented too.
안녕하십니까 교민 여러분, 내셔널 국민당 소속 국회의원 멜리사 리입니다. 오늘 오클랜드시 Ethnic Advisory Panel 포럼에 와 있는데요. 오클랜드의 다문화 소수민족들이 여기에 참가하셔서 이렇게 포럼에 참석해서 토론을 하는 모양을 보고 너무나 반가웠습니다. 그 중에도 한국 분들이 오셔가지고 굉장히 좋았는데요. 더 많은 한국 교민들이 이런 포럼에 참가를 하셔서 의견을 내실 수 있고 오클랜드시가 어떻게 발전을 해야 되는지에 참가하시는 게 굉장히 좋은 것 같습니다. 그래야지 뉴질랜드에 살면서 우리 1.5세대나 2세 그리고 우리 후손들이 이 나라에서 이 시에서 어떻게 살 수 있는지, 어떻게 뿌리를 내리고 살 수 있는지에 대한 그림을 그릴 수 있는 것 같습니다. 여러분들이 참석을 하시지 않으시면은 나중에 이 시가 어떻게 발전을 하더라도 그것에 대해서 컴플레인을 못할 거라고 저는 생각을 하고 있어요. 그래서 저도 오늘 참가를 했는데 저는 Social Wellbeing 포럼에서 이제 얘기를 하는데 다른 분들은 Infrastructure나 뭐 Affordable Housing 이런 곳에도 굉장히 많은 참여를 했습니다. 이런 기회가 더 많아질 거라고 시장한테도 말씀을 들었는데요. 이럴 때마다 한국 분들이 많이 참석을 하시고 의견들을 나눠주셨으면 합니다. 하지만 이런 데 참석을 못 하신다 하더라도 저한테 이메일이나 편지를 써주시던가 아니면 제 사무실 779 뉴 노스롯에 있는 사무실 찾아오시면은 의견을 받아드리고요. 그리고 이번에 2011년 11월 26일이 굉장히 중요한 날이죠. 총선입니다. 이번에 또 총선을 치르는데 여러분들 대한민국에서 오신 뉴질랜드 교민분들 영주권이나 시민권을 가지고 계신 분들은 꼭 투표를 하시는 게 굉장히 도움이 될 거라고 생각을 합니다. 뉴질랜드가 어떤 나라로 변화가 있어야 된다고 생각하시면은 그 변화를 이루어 줄 수 있는 정당이 어느 정당인지 저는 국민당이라고 생각을 하거든요. 내셔널 투표에 꼭 참석을 하셔가지고 어느 당이든 원하시는 당을 찍어 주십시오. 그리고 멜리사 리를 도와주시는 분들은 꼭 어느 지역이든지 내셔널을 찍어 주시면 됩니다. 감사합니다. 여러분 좋은 하루 되세요.